Hello, guys. Good morning to all. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning here in Naga City, and this is your host, Mike, Mr. Typhoon Padua, returning to our latest update on Typhoon Inday, and we are now closing this update for the final one for today's Sunday, July 12, 2026 English version. This is brought to you by Typhoon 2000 and Naga College Foundation. I would also like to thank our partners, 𝗗𝗶𝗀𝗶𝗺𝗶 and the local government of Naga City, headed by our Honorable Mayor 𝗗𝗶𝗀𝗶𝗺𝗿 and our Honorable Vice Mayor 𝗗𝗶𝘀𝗰𝗵. Well, it's just now that we return to our usual update here at YouTube and Facebook channels. And the storm, or the large typhoon Inday, has quickly moved out of the Philippine air responsibility and has made landfall over Zhejiang province as forecasted. And it's currently starting to weaken, and most likely in the next 48 hours it will rapidly dissipate into a remnant low as it moves towards the central part of eastern China. So here's the latest. This is the satellite loop from easterlywave.com. This is around 11 o'clock in the evening. As you can see, the center, or the large eye, which is cloud filled, of this typhoon has made landfall over Zhejiang province. So they're experiencing strong winds of more than 100 kilometers per hour as we speak, as the system moves further inland. So it made landfall around 11 p.m. Before midnight. And here's the 24-hour loop from windy.com. The system passed over Ishigaki Yaeyama-Miyako area. Okay, that's in the vicinity of Takama this morning. And you can witness here that the eye of this system is quite large. This is a part of the outer eye wall, which has developed during the eye wall replacement cycle, which wasn't able to complete its cycle. But upon reaching the coast of China, the eye has improved a bit, but it's too late because it made landfall over Wenzhou, okay, the vicinity of Wenzhou, China. So that's the scenario of the system. It created some kind of a double eye. There's a large eye on the outer one, and then there's a smaller inner eye, which has been dissipating, but it has regenerated here. Or if you analyze the satellite loop, it looks like this might be a new eye that has formed out from that larger eye, which began to constrict. So the rest is history. The system is expected to rapidly dissipate within the next 48 hours. So it made landfall in the vicinity of Yuhuan Island. That's in just to the east of Wenzhou. It's a bustling city in the eastern seaboards of China. So expect some howling winds, heavy rainfall, but it's not quite up to 200 millimeters, 24-hour rain, because of the dissipating convection of this weather system. But it will still inflict some damage across a large area of China because of its very wide diameter of 1,500 kilometers across. So let me show to you now the latest on the so let's take a look at the last track that we issued. It's the final one at 2 p.m. So at 2 a.m. it will be over the central part of Zhejiang. So it's quite close to the forecast track. Yeah, exactly on the forecast track where it should be. and then it will become a tropical storm later on. Actually, right now it's only a severe tropical storm, and it will become a minimal tropical storm as it passes to the west of Shanghai. And once it reaches Jiangsu, by the way, passing west of Shanghai will occur tomorrow or this afternoon, Sunday, because it's already early in the Sunday morning. And then it will dissipate west of Jiangsu province on Monday afternoon. Okay, so this is the final track from our storm watch update here at Typhoon 2000. And then here's the Joint Typhoon Warning Center showing to you the track of the system on the last position at 8 p.m. before it moved onshore. Okay, the winds is at 150 kph, 80 knots, and it's now roughly a severe tropical storm as it moves across Zhejiang province. And here's the latest APPW. This is the area of the Joint Typhoon Warning Center for the Western Pacific, and we have two more low pressure system. Just to let you know, we have 97W to the south of Guam, which is quite impressive as of this time. I'll show to you later the latest satellite loop of this system. And then we have here 98W, a far away low pressure system near the international dateline, but so far it's still developing. So the forecast of these two systems as of this time is not good. Okay, meaning it's so-so. It might not develop. So we will continue to observe this for further changes in the forecast models in days to come. Now let me show to you the let's go back to the satellite loop. We will wait. Okay, pardon my clicking of these sites to give you the very latest. So again, this is 150 kph, 80 knots as it made landfall. Okay, those who are asking, how about the southwest monsoon? Show to you here the southwest monsoon. Okay, let's change the loop. This is the satellite animation. We're gonna make it faster, make it 6 hours loop. Okay, let us wait. It's downloading, and make it move here. So there you go. We are using the night vision image. So here's the storm right now, and here's the southwest monsoon. It's quite struggling to reach the inner portions of the Philippines. It remains offshore of western Luzon, but there are a little bit of convection reaching the western coastal areas from Pangasinan, Zambales, Bataan, Cavite, Batangas. But the front of this monsoonal rainfall are more concentrated over the occidental Mindoro and the western sections of Panay, as you can observe here. Okay, and also some of it penetrating into Guimaras. So that's the scenario right now. Some of the forecast models, especially the ECMW, are reporting the right forecast here of the amounts of rainfall. Okay, so the reason why it can't penetrate the western part of Luzon, most of this very thick cloudiness, and it's only on a on and off basis because of the usual northeasterly or very strong northeasterly wind shear, which pushes some of the convection to the west. Okay, so that's the scenario of what is happening and why the southwest monsoon are only limited in some areas of western Luzon. There are cloudiness, some little showers, but it's not following the forecast. That's why when I'm still at Weather Philippines Foundation, we studied that during the southwest monsoon, these rain models, particularly the best of the bunch, the ECMWF, are showing only 50% accuracy during the time of the Habagat and southwest monsoon. That's the reason why here in Naga, it's forecasted to have 40 to 30, 40 down to 30 millimeters of rainfall. But right now, it's only, yesterday, it's 4 millimeters. Supposedly, it's 40 millimeters. So that's the way it is. It's really hard to forecast this kind of weather system, unlike typhoons, tropical cyclones, since it's moving and it has more capacity to forecast that kind of weather system, unlike this monsoon rainfall, since there are more different environmental atmospheric factors involved here. Let us not remove the fact that we are in a strong El Nino, a super El Nino in the coming months. That's the reason why the rainfall amounts from this monsoon is quite a little lower than it's forecasted. Anyway, here's the track we move now here to the multi-tracks. These are all the Asian agencies, and they all agree, they're all blended, that it will move across the mid-eastern part of China. Okay, just west of Shanghai, and it will dissipate or become a remnant low or even be a part of the frontal system. Okay, so that's history. The storm is one of the largest, 3% of the past decade. Then there is, I've read this article that it's one of the highest accumulated cyclone energy, ACE, since this kind of tool was used in determining the energy capacity of a tropical cyclone in the world. Okay, now here's the latest from the ECMWF wind model. We've got here a new one, 97W, but if we move the slider into 24 hours, it looks like it will weaken. And we still have the southwest monsoon here affecting the western sections of the country, the seaboards. And then Inday is already gone. On July 14, that LPA will disappear, and then another one will form here. It's quite complicated. We don't know if this will become a better system, but we'll see the coming 12-hour run of this ECMWF model. So the ECMWF is intensifying that other LPA to the northeast of Guam and becoming a tropical storm, but far away from the country. So Bicol region, Visayas, Mindanao, Palawan will have improved weather beginning Tuesday to the rest of the week of next week. Okay, this is the easterly wave ensemble monitoring the tropical cyclones and LPAs across the western Pacific. So this is the track now of once Super Typhoon Inday, just a severe tropical storm because it made landfall over eastern China. And this is the other one, 97W. It's quite erratic when it comes to the track. It didn't go towards the Philippines. It moved towards here, and then it will somewhat weaken, and that another one will form here. Okay, and then this one will become the more dominant system. Okay, so that's good news for us. No tropical cyclone entering the PAR in the coming week. Okay, so the name Josie will not be used. Now, here's the Google DeepMind. You can see the storm up That's Inday or Viva. Bavi, that's Inday or Bavi. And then you can see these small circles. This is now the LPA 97W. Come Monday and Tuesday, it will start to disperse, meaning it will weaken and dissipate. And then so far, for the next 2 weeks, there's nothing we can show to you here. Those are very low, highly uncertain circles. Just remember, if we have an active LPA that is set to develop into a tropical cyclone, it must be like this. Okay? If not, if it's scattered enough, so it's nothing. Now, let me look at the latest on the rainfall model from ECMWF. This is 24-hour accumulation. And for today, Sunday, we still expect almost or more than 100 millimeters of rainfall over western Zambales. That includes Iba, and then over occidental Mindoro. So these areas are critical of having some major flooding, since it has been occurring for the past or more than 24 hours. And then here over Metro Manila, they are still expected, forecast models expecting more than 50 millimeters of rainfall for Sunday, but it looks like it's off when it comes to the actual observation. We don't have any high amounts of data of rainfall right now. I'm gonna show to you the hourly rainfall from the DOST-PAGASA network of automated weather station. So, for example, here in Naga, this is the forecast for Sunday. Yesterday, it was 40 millimeters forecasted, but only 4 millimeters fell. So that's quite a very low probability. Like I said, when we studied the effects of the monsoon on the ECMWF, it's only at 50% accuracy. Okay? But sometimes it correctly predicted the amount of rainfall, just like here in Mindoro. Actually, this is one of the best model when it comes to the rainfall forecast. So there's nothing we can do because these are computer models. It's not, Mother Nature is still the best there of predicting what the weather will be. Okay? We still don't have that capacity to forecast it 100%, but it's getting there. So again, for today we have 30 millimeters of rainfall. Maybe it's gonna be below 10 on the actual reading. And on Monday, still monsoon rains will be expected over the western sections of northern and central Luzon. Even though the storm has dissipated, but the effect of that being a low pressure system, it will still pull this monsoon over western Luzon. And then the rest of Luzon, except for western Luzon, will have improved weather, Bicol region as well, localized thunderstorms over Mindanao. And Wednesday, Thursday, the southwest monsoon, the remnants of it is still lingering over Ilocos region, so expect heavy rainfall down up there for the next 5 days. My God, I hope that it will not produce some heavy flooding. Let's hope that this is much lower than the actual forecast. But again, prepare for any possible flooding in your respective areas. Now let me show to you the latest. This is for the Naga City update. This was yesterday, so it say 40 millimeters, 35, 35, 20, but it's off. Okay, it's below that forecast because of the very low probability when predicting monsoon forecast. But again, there's also a factor here is the northeasterly vertical wind shear, which blocked the more convection of passing over the central part of western Luzon. And also we are moving into a very strong El Nino, so this is also one factor. Okay, So that's the forecast right now. For the Pag-asa weather advisory number 21, they already dropped Camarines Sur here and other parts of Bicol. Only the portion affected by the southwest monsoon. It's more than 50 to 100 millimeters higher than the ECMWF. Okay, so it will continue through the next 3 days until 14. Just read it at DOST-PAGASA.gov.ph/weather/weather-advisory for the latest. Or you can just check their social media page, Facebook. There are graphics involving the 24-hour rainfall accumulation. Here's the Pag-asa panahon, which is quite impressive. They've improved a lot. And you can see here the hourly rainfall right now. It's already 1 o'clock in the morning, July 12th, Sunday. There are still areas here in Western Luzon being affected by the southwest monsoon, just like here over Panay and Mindoro and Romblon area. But over the Bicol region, it's almost zero. There's some passing quick rainfall, but sometimes those quick rainfall will not register on the weather station, especially if it's a tipping bucket. It will take some time before that tipping bucket will be full of water. And also here over the western sections of southern Luzon, Metro Manila included, we can observe here that there's no rainfall as of this time. But maybe during the afternoon of Sunday, there might be some sudden downpours, so please take all necessary precautions. Now, as for the wave heights, again, today we have up to 3 meters all over the Philippine Sea, west and east. West because of the southwest monsoon. To the east is because the remnants of Typhoon Bavi or Inday. The inland waters of the country will remain moderate to rough still because of the southwest monsoon, up to 2 meters in wave heights. And then improved wave heights will be expected for the next 5 days until we reach Friday, less than 1 meter or 1 meter over the central waters of the country and the East Philippine Sea. Over the West Philippine Sea, is because of the stationary of the southwest monsoon, it will still be from 2 to 3 meters in wave or swell heights. Okay, so take all necessary precaution. Those fishermen living over the western sections of Luzon, avoid venturing out to sea and listen to the latest from Pag-asa and the Coast Guard. Okay, so that ends our update. The final advisory or the final update on Typhoon Inday, international name Bavi, for this early morning of Sunday, July 12th. So we need to rest right now. We need to take a nap. For the next few days, we'll have to have a better sleep after days of fewer hours of sleep. Again, this is Mike, Mr. Typhoon 𝗶𝗺𝗶𝗺𝗿. We'll see you again on the next system, but we will return in the coming days for the usual tropical weather analysis. From Typhoon 2000, this is Mike 𝗶𝗺𝗏 saying good night to all. Have a blessed Sunday. Have a great week ahead. Stay safe as usual. And thank you so much for watching our channel. God bless to all.